Hello Redhawks. In this training video, we're going to look at using Kaltura and My Media in your course. In order to use My Media, you'll first need to navigate to any of your courses. The My Media is tied to your account, not to your course. You just need to access it through your course. So when we go into the course, we find My Media in the course navigation section. If it's not there, then you'll have to go enable it in the settings and navigation tab. We have a video on that. If you need to review, I'll try to link that up in the top corner. But we go back to the My Media link and we open My Media. Then it will bring us to our My Media page. And from our My Media page, we click on the Add New option. Now, more than likely, what you'll probably end up using is the Kaltura Capture, which we'll get to in just a second. But it is possible if you had uploaded something previously to YouTube and you wanted to bring it in to be in My Media, you could do that. Obviously, that's just for content you own, not for other videos that other people have published. It gets into the whole plagiarism spectrum. You can link those videos in the course, but you don't need to upload those into My Media. The other option is if you record through some other platform, but for intents and purposes of what we're doing, we're going to go ahead and use Kaltura Capture. When you click Kaltura Capture, you'll see the screen pop up. If you have downloaded the Kaltura Capture program, it should launch automatically. If not, then there's a link for the download for Windows or for Mac. You can click either of those links and follow those instructions, and then the program that you need to record with will be installed. You can't go directly to that program and launch it. You have to go into My Media first so it knows where to store. Once that's installed, then the Kaltura Capture app will pop up, and I'm going to go ahead and click on New Recording. Once you've launched Capture, you'll see the controls pop up for the program. Obviously, we have the red button, which will start recording. Screen allows us to choose which screen if we have multiple screens that we'd like to share. In this situation, I have two monitors, so two different ones show up. I can also select a specific area. I can turn my webcam on so students can see me. I'm not going to be able to do that in this demo because I'm recording through a different program to show how this works, and it won't record if I have both of them on at the same time. And then audio allows me to turn my microphone on and off or select a microphone if I have different recording equipment. So to start, we will press Start Recording, and you'll see we are recording. Down here in the corner, we could pause. When we're finished, we can simply press Stop. At this point on your screen, you could display whatever you wanted, PowerPoint, some sort of slide deck, a website, a diagram, whatever you wanted to show. Obviously, you'd have that up on your screen. If we go down here to our controls now, we will see that there's an Annotate option as well. And it gives us a few different things that we can use to point things out as we record. There's a pencil. We can choose different colors and adjust the width. But that allows us to mark on the screen as we see fit. If we want to highlight something, there's an arrow that we can point. If at any point we want to remove everything, we can just click the garbage can and click clear, and it'll wipe everything out. I can go back to my cursor. I can add additional text. There's even an option for a whiteboard that you can have pop up, and then I can go through and write on the whiteboard to make some notes there if I would like. You can also save the things that are on the screen if you wanted to attach those to a video or into Canvas potentially if you had some notes or something on there that you wanted to share in addition to the video. Close that. So those are some of the features we have. When we're finished, I'm going to go ahead and click on Stop Recording. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. Agree. And then it'll bring this up. Go ahead and give your video a name just so that it's easy as you collect more videos to find the video you're looking for. I can add in a lengthier description if I would like, or any tags. And then I'm going to click Save and Upload, and I'll see it's pending. And it'll start to work its way through. Once it's finished uploading, I'm going to go ahead and minimize my capture. I'm going to scroll down and find My Media again. And then I'll see I have Kaltura Demo available in my Media. Now, regardless of what course I go to, that video will show up. So it could be the master shell I'm building, it could be the course that I recorded in initially, it could be a course that I'm teaching 3 semesters from now. That video will always follow you around to all of your courses. A few other features that we might want to look at, if we go over and click on the pencil icon on that video, it allows us to make some edits. Obviously, we can go back and change names, add descriptions, things like that again. Publish. By default, this will set to private, so it'll only be visible to you. So one step you do need to remember to do is to go change this to published, and then you can choose where you want to publish it in your media gallery. Working through the remainder of the options on the edit page, there's an options tab. We can disable comments, allow people to create clips if we'd like. We could add a thumbnail. Downloads. Setting a download here would potentially allow students to download a video if you wanted them to be able to do that. Sometimes there's a need for that, but not very often. I typically just leave that alone. Probably the big one is captions. Kaltura does have an auto caption feature. By standards, compared to other things like YouTube, Kaltura's auto caption is pretty good. It's usually somewhere north of 80%. It'll do some spelling and punctuation. Still good practice to review those because it does miss words and maybe add some different things, especially if you have a lot of jargon in your videos. You probably want to be cognizant of that so that you're creating materials as accessible as possible for your students. But the base auto capture in Kaltura does a pretty good job, so you have a good place to start from. Once it's still currently working since we just recorded the video, you'll see an option here where you can download. You can go back in and edit and work on those things. Attachments, if you wanted to attach something to the video. If you wanted to chapter things out, you could go through and set your player head and then create a new chapter, give it a name and some information so it was easier to click through videos if you want to get super detailed. And then the last big thing to look at is the launch editor. Kaltura does have a very basic editor tool that you can use. Let's say I had a little dead time at the beginning of my video I wanted to trim out. 2 ways I can do that. I can either just drag the yellow handle, or I could set my playhead to where I wanted it to and click the set in option. That would start the video at that point. And then same thing at the end. Maybe I let it run a little long. I could go ahead and trim this down and cut out any dead time at the end. If at some point maybe you made a mistake in a video and you want to cut a section, you can go ahead and click your playhead to wherever that section started and click the split tool, and then go ahead and click where the mistake ended and click the split tool again. So that will give me a section that I can remove. So I click that section, click on the delete button, and then leave. You don't need to drag this back. It will automatically skip that timeline. If you drag this back, it actually plays the video that you just deleted and actually shortens the end of the video. So a little less intuitive maybe than it could be for that part, but that's how you can do some basic edits within your video. I'll go ahead and click save. Just warns you that these edits can't be undone, so make sure they are in fact what you want it to be. Once I have my video recorded and I've done whatever edits I want to do, now I can embed that video easily within any place I'd like to in Canvas. So look at a couple examples. Let's say I have an assignment and I want them to watch a review before the assignment starts. I'll go ahead and click new assignment, and then within the content editor you should see it's real easy. There's this embed Kaltura media video. I click on that option and then I can select the video that I recorded and it will add it in, and that's there and available to be viewed. Go ahead and go to student view so we can see what theirs looks like. I gave it a little bit of time so the captions would show up. So I can go ahead and click on play, and then I can turn my captions on. I could enter full screen. I can also download the transcript, so if somebody needed the transcript, that's there as well. So I have that as an option too. Go ahead and pause that, go ahead and get out of student view, and then that is the same process in each place the rich content editor appears. So I can go to discussions, and have the same option there as well. Create a page. And again, see the same thing. So any place this rich content editor appears, you can go ahead and click on Embed Media. If for some reason that button doesn't show up, you can always click on the plugin icon and then click Embed Kaltura Media from there as well. Shouldn't happen, but just in case that is not appearing for some reason, it should appear in this drop down as well. So hopefully that gives you some idea on how to record and then use and embed videos in Canvas with Kaltura. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us in the TLDE department located in L160 in the main building. We're always happy to help. If you want to schedule a Zoom call or a one-on-one consultation, we're always happy to help you through any issues or problems you may have. Have a great day.